There's a moment, a silent, powerful moment, when a man looks at you and realizes he's not just attracted to your face, he's drawn to your energy. It's not about beauty, status, or perfection. It's something deeper. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful forces in building genuine connections, particularly in relationships. It is the subtle art of understanding, managing, and using emotions effectively, not only for your own well-being, but to foster deeper bonds with others. When it comes to relationships, especially romantic ones, emotional intelligence can be the difference between a fleeting connection and a lasting, meaningful love. In fact, when you exhibit emotional intelligence, it becomes almost impossible for a man to resist the depth of the connection he feels with you. Emotional intelligence begins with self-awareness. It's about knowing your own emotions, understanding where they come from, and recognizing how they influence your behavior. Self-awareness allows you to see your reactions from a higher perspective and choose how to act rather than just reacting impulsively. This is incredibly attractive in a partner because it signals emotional maturity. A person who can pause and understand their own feelings instead of simply acting on them is someone who creates safety and trust in a relationship. It means they won't lash out during an argument, but instead will approach the situation with calmness and thoughtfulness, which is key to resolving conflict effectively. When you're emotionally intelligent, you also become more adept at empathy, which is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their emotions without judgment. In relationships, empathy is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. It goes beyond just listening to words. It's about tuning into the emotional undercurrent of what someone is saying. You can sense when someone is feeling insecure, stressed, or unsure, and rather than dismissing or criticizing those feelings, you approach them with understanding and compassion. Men often fall in love with women who are empathetic because empathy is a form of emotional safety. It makes them feel seen, heard, and valued, something that's deeply fulfilling and rare in a world full of distractions. Equally important is the ability to regulate your own emotions. Emotional regulation is the skill of managing emotional responses, whether it's keeping calm in the face of anger or finding ways to center yourself when you feel anxious. When you practice emotional regulation, it demonstrates strength and resilience. Instead of letting overwhelming emotions dictate your actions, you have the power to choose how to respond. In romantic relationships, this can be incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of stability and consistency. Men are drawn to women who are not constantly pulled by the highs and lows of emotions but can handle challenges with grace and maturity. This kind of emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means recognizing and acknowledging them, but not allowing them to control you. It's about finding a healthy outlet for your feelings, whether through communication, exercise, or creative expression. The power of emotional regulation is that it allows you to approach challenges from a place of clarity rather than emotional chaos, which in turn makes your interactions more constructive and solution-oriented. An emotionally intelligent person is also highly aware of how their emotions affect those around them. Social awareness comes into play here, which refers to being attuned to the emotions of others and responding in a way that fosters connection rather than division. When you can pick up on the subtle cues of a man's mood, whether he's feeling stressed, insecure, or happy, you can adjust your behavior to meet him where he is. This makes him feel supported and understood, which is incredibly attractive. He knows that he's with someone who doesn't just see him on the surface, but who can deeply understand what he's going through and offer comfort or encouragement when needed. Being emotionally intelligent also involves effective communication, knowing how to express your own emotions clearly without being accusatory or defensive. This is critical in romantic relationships, where communication can often be the key to resolving misunderstandings. A person with high emotional intelligence doesn't bottle up their feelings or ignore important conversations. Instead, they know how to approach sensitive topics with care, ensuring that their words are heard without causing unnecessary conflict. They express vulnerability and open themselves up to the other person in a way that invites connection and intimacy. Lastly, emotional intelligence involves self-motivation, the ability to stay positive and driven even in difficult times. A person who can maintain a sense of optimism and purpose in the face of challenges is magnetic. When you exude this energy, it not only makes you more attractive, but also makes others want to be around you, because they feel uplifted and inspired by your presence. Men are naturally drawn to women who can stay focused on their goals and remain resilient, even when things don't go as planned. It's a quiet strength that builds respect and admiration. When you embody emotional intelligence, it's impossible not to become irresistible. It's a force that draws people toward you, not because you're trying to be perfect or impress others, but because you create a space where emotional connection can thrive. Your presence becomes a safe haven, a place of understanding and support. And for a man, this is the ultimate sign that he's found someone worth cherishing. It's not just about being emotionally available. It's about being emotionally intelligent, which allows the relationship to grow, evolve, and withstand the test of time. There is a unique power in silence, a quiet strength that speaks volumes when words fail. In moments of emotional intensity, it is often not what we say, but the space we create in between that communicates the most. Purposeful silence is not about avoidance or withdrawal. It's about creating room for reflection, self-control, and emotional clarity. When you choose silence with purpose, it becomes a tool that helps you navigate the complexities of relationships with grace and wisdom. When you're emotionally intelligent, you understand the value of silence as a response. It's a skill that allows you to detach from the heat of the moment and avoid impulsive reactions that can lead to misunderstandings. Sometimes, in our desire to express ourselves, we rush to fill every pause with words, but this only adds noise to an already charged environment. Purposeful silence allows you to take a step back, gather your thoughts, and respond with intention rather than reaction. This is what emotional intelligence is truly about, choosing how to engage with situations, not from a place of emotional overflow, but from a calm, centered state of mind. In relationships, silence can serve as a way to honor both your emotions and the other person's. Instead of reacting defensively, which can often escalate tension, you choose to remain composed. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings or pretend everything is fine when it isn't. Rather, you allow yourself the time and space to process your emotions before sharing them. This kind of emotional regulation shows a level of maturity that is deeply attractive and incredibly effective in fostering healthy connections. The power of silence also lies in its ability to create space for the other person. It's not just about holding back your words, but giving the other person room to express themselves. In moments of conflict or disagreement, if you're constantly talking over someone or pushing your perspective, it can lead to a breakdown in communication. However, by choosing silence, you show that you are willing to listen, to hear not just the words, but the feelings behind those words. When you allow space for someone else to speak without interrupting, you are giving them the opportunity to be understood, which in turn opens the door for mutual understanding and respect. Purposeful silence also teaches you the importance of timing. Knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet is an art that comes with practice and self-awareness. In moments of conflict or when emotions are running high, silence can help prevent escalation. It is easy to react impulsively, to speak from a place of hurt or frustration, but this often leads to regret. Choosing silence at these critical moments allows the intensity of the emotions to subside and provides an opportunity for both parties to think before responding. This practice fosters emotional resilience and shows a level of self-control that is incredibly powerful. Moreover, silence can be a powerful way to communicate boundaries. When you don't respond immediately or give in to pressure to say something, you are signaling to others that you are not easily swayed and that you have a strong sense of self. People are often drawn to this kind of emotional independence because it suggests that you are not desperate for validation or approval. You are emotionally secure enough to allow moments of silence to serve as a form of communication. It shows that you can be comfortable in your own space and that you don't need to fill every moment with noise to feel important or heard. In the context of love and relationships, purposeful silence is also about creating a sense of mystery and intrigue. Silence doesn't always have to be uncomfortable or negative. It can be a powerful way to spark curiosity and deepen the emotional connection between two people. When you are emotionally intelligent enough to know when to speak and when to remain quiet, you give the other person the chance to wonder what you're thinking. This builds anticipation and can make your presence feel more profound and captivating. When you master the art of purposeful silence, you demonstrate a level of self-assurance that is undeniably attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who can remain calm and composed, especially in moments of tension. Silence, when used effectively, communicates confidence, emotional depth, and a deep understanding of the dynamics of human interaction. It shows that you are in control of your emotions, that you do not feel the need to prove yourself with every word you say. Instead, you let your actions and your presence speak for themselves. The real beauty of purposeful silence is that it allows you to truly connect with yourself and others. It fosters emotional intelligence by helping you manage your reactions and encourages meaningful communication. Silence gives you the space to reflect on what is truly important, to process your emotions before reacting, and to choose the right moment to speak. In this way, silence is not just the absence of sound. It is a form of expression in its own right. It communicates depth, wisdom, and emotional maturity in a way that words often cannot. By embracing the power of purposeful silence, you can enhance your emotional intelligence and build stronger, more meaningful connection. You learn to communicate with intention, to create space for understanding, and to handle challenging moments with grace and wisdom. Through silence, you convey a sense of emotional strength that others are drawn to, and in doing so, you elevate your relationships to a place of mutual respect and emotional depth. Self-respect is a powerful force that can transform not only your own life, but also the way others perceive and respond to you. When you hold yourself in high regard and prioritize your own well-being, you send a clear message to the world that you are someone who deserves respect and consideration. It's not about arrogance or self-centeredness. It's about knowing your worth and maintaining a standard of conduct that aligns with your values. This inner strength naturally attracts admiration from others, especially from those who are seeking authenticity, integrity, and confidence in their relationships and interactions. The foundation of self-respect lies in setting boundaries. When you respect yourself, you understand the importance of protecting your emotional, mental, and physical space. You are clear about what you are willing to tolerate and what you are not. This is not about being rigid or inflexible, but about drawing lines that ensure your dignity and peace of mind are never compromised. People who see you holding your ground and upholding these boundaries will respect you more. They'll recognize that you are someone who cannot be easily manipulated or taken advantage of. And that is incredibly appealing. In a world where people are often pushed and pulled in many different directions, someone who stands firm in their own truth stands out as a beacon of stability and strength. When you have self-respect, you do not seek validation from others, in order to feel valuable or worthy. You are already secure in your own worth. This independence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who do not depend on external approval to feel good about themselves. They admire the courage it takes to be self-assured and the strength to stand alone if necessary. This kind of self-sufficiency doesn't mean you isolate yourself. Rather, it allows you to interact with others from a place of confidence and self-assurance. You're not looking for someone to complete you, but to complement the full person you already are. This is a powerful message to send to the world, and it attracts people who respect you for who you are, not for what you can provide or how you make them feel. Self-respect also involves treating others with kindness and fairness, regardless of their status or position. When you hold yourself in high regard, you recognize the inherent value in everyone around you. You don't need to put others down to lift yourself up. You are secure enough in your own identity to celebrate the successes of others and show compassion when they struggle. This humility, paired with self-respect, creates an aura of grace and dignity that commands respect from those around you. People admire those who do not belittle others, who treat everyone with the same level of respect, regardless of their standing. This doesn't mean you allow people to treat you poorly. Rather, it means that your self-respect is rooted in the understanding that others also deserve to be treated with decency. Another aspect of self-respect that sparks admiration is the ability to accept your flaws and imperfections without self-judgment. People who respect themselves do not strive for perfection, but instead embrace the idea of growth and improvement. They acknowledge their mistakes, learn from them, and continue to evolve. This level of self-awareness and authenticity is refreshing in a world that often values image over substance. When others see that you are not afraid to show your true self, including your vulnerabilities, they respect you for your authenticity. This authenticity fosters deeper, more meaningful connections because people are drawn to those who are real, not those who are hiding behind a mask of perfection. Self-respect also involves taking care of your body, mind, and spirit. When you prioritize your well-being, you send the message that you value yourself enough to invest in your own health and happiness. This may mean practicing self-care, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or pursuing personal growth and learning. Taking care of yourself in this way demonstrates a deep respect for who you are and what you need in order to thrive. People who respect themselves often radiate a sense of peace and contentment that others find admirable. This calm confidence can be contagious, encouraging others to also invest in their own well-being and personal development. One of the most compelling aspects of self-respect is the way it influences the way others treat you. When you value yourself, others are more likely to follow suit. People tend to mirror the way they are treated, and when you set a standard of respect, they will typically rise to meet it. By holding yourself in high regard, you set the tone for how others engage with you. This is especially important in relationships, whether they are personal or professional. When you treat yourself with dignity, you teach others how to treat you with the same level of respect. This creates a dynamic where mutual admiration and understanding can flourish, and where both parties can thrive in a space of trust and equality. Self-respect also has the power to influence your actions and decisions. When you respect yourself, you are less likely to settle for situations or people that diminish your worth. You are more likely to make choices that align with your values and that honor your needs. This sense of self-worth empowers you to make decisions that reflect your inner strength and confidence. People admire those who are not afraid to make bold choices and to stand up for themselves when necessary. This independence and strength can inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of self-respect that spreads throughout your relationships and interactions. When you embody self-respect, it creates a magnetic energy that draws people to you. It encourages admiration, trust, and deep connections that are rooted in mutual understanding. People are naturally attracted to those who respect themselves because they are a reflection of the values they hold dear. By prioritizing self-respect, you not only improve your own life, but you also create a positive, empowering environment for those around you. Confidence without competition is one of the most liberating and attractive qualities a person can possess. It is not about striving to outdo others, but rather about embracing your own unique path and celebrating your individuality. True confidence is rooted in the understanding that your worth does not depend on comparing yourself to anyone else. When you are truly confident, you are comfortable in your own skin and secure in your abilities, knowing that your success doesn't diminish anyone else's. The first key to confidence without competition lies in recognizing that the world is abundant. There is no scarcity of success, love, or opportunity. Just because someone else achieves something doesn't mean there's less for you. When you operate from an abundance mindset, you understand that there is enough room for everyone to succeed in their own way. This mindset allows you to feel inspired by others rather than threatened by them. Instead of viewing their success as a challenge to your own, you see it as a reminder of what's possible, motivating you to pursue your own goals with enthusiasm and joy. Self-assurance grows when you are not constantly measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. Society often encourages comparisons, making us feel as though we must reach certain milestones at specific ages or stages of life. But true confidence is built when you let go of these external expectations and honor your personal journey. The realization that you are on your own path, one that doesn't need to mirror anyone else's, brings a sense of peace. You stop seeking validation from others, and instead, you focus on what makes you feel fulfilled and accomplished. The more you embrace this personal rhythm, the less likely you are to feel the need to compete with anyone. Your confidence becomes rooted in your ability to trust yourself and honor your own timing. Another important aspect of confidence without competition is the recognition that everyone has unique strengths. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you start to appreciate the qualities that make you different. You stop trying to fit into someone else's mold and instead focus on cultivating your own strengths. This sense of individuality is incredibly powerful because it allows you to stand tall in your own uniqueness. Instead of attempting to imitate someone else's success, you carve out your own space by being true to your authentic self. The more you embrace and celebrate your own distinctiveness, the more your confidence will naturally shine. Self-acceptance plays a crucial role in this process. Confidence is not about being perfect, but about accepting and loving yourself as you are, flaws and all. Flaws and all. When you stop holding yourself to unattainable standards or comparing yourself to the seemingly flawless lives of others, you begin to see your true value. You understand that you don't need to be anyone other than who you already are. It's this acceptance of your strengths and weaknesses that empowers you to walk through life with confidence, knowing that your worth is inherent, not contingent on external validation. One of the most empowering aspects of confidence without competition is the ability to celebrate others' successes without feeling diminished by them. When you are confident in yourself, you can genuinely feel happiness for others when they achieve something. Instead of feeling envious or threatened, you celebrate their achievements because you understand that their success does not take away from your own. This attitude fosters a sense of community and support, where everyone can rise together. You become a source of inspiration and encouragement, rather than viewing others as obstacles to your own success. Confidence without competition also allows you to be more collaborative than competitive. When you are secure in your own abilities, you are open to working with others, knowing that you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You can engage in partnerships and collaborations without fear of being overshadowed. This open, collaborative mindset creates an environment where everyone can thrive. Rather than seeing others as rivals, you see them as allies who can help elevate each other. This attitude fosters creativity, innovation, and mutual respect, creating a dynamic where success is shared rather than hoarded. At its core, confidence without competition is about creating a space where you are free from the pressure to constantly measure up. It's about letting go of the constant need for external approval and validation. When you operate from a place of inner confidence, you no longer feel the need to compete for recognition or status. You focus on the work that brings you joy, on the relationships that nourish you, and on the experiences that fulfill you. This approach leads to a more balanced, grounded, and authentic life, where your happiness is not tied to the approval or success of others. True confidence is magnetic. When you stop competing and start embracing your own unique journey, people are naturally drawn to you. Your authenticity and self-assuredness create a powerful energy that inspires others to do the same. They see that it is possible to succeed without tearing others down, and they are encouraged to find their own path to fulfillment. In this way, your confidence becomes a beacon that not only lifts you, but also lifts those around you. It shows others that success doesn't have to come at the expense of someone else, and that true achievement comes from within, not from comparing yourself to others. When you choose confidence without competition, you release the need to constantly measure your worth against the achievements of others. Instead, you focus on building a life that is true to your own values and goals. You understand that success is a deeply personal experience, and you are not bound by the standards or expectations set by anyone else. This type of confidence is empowering because it frees you from the exhausting cycle of comparison and competition. It allows you to live authentically, pursue your passions, and achieve your own version of success without fear or insecurity. Ultimately, this mindset creates a life that is fulfilling, enriching, and deeply satisfying. Supporting others is one of the most fulfilling acts of kindness and compassion you can offer. It builds strong relationships, nurtures trust, and fosters a sense of community. However, in the process of being there for others, it's crucial not to lose sight of your own well-being or sense of self. Support without losing yourself means giving freely, without sacrificing your own mental, emotional, or physical health. It's about creating a balance between being present for others and maintaining your own boundaries, ensuring that you can continue to offer help without depleting your own resources. One of the first steps in offering support without losing yourself is to recognize the importance of setting healthy boundaries. You can be supportive without allowing someone's needs to overtake your own. Boundaries are essential to ensure that while you're helping others, you're also protecting your time, energy, and emotions. This might mean saying no when you need to rest or when helping someone else interferes with your responsibilities. Boundaries can be emotional, physical, or mental, but they are all important for preserving your sense of self. When you don't establish clear limits, you risk overcommitting yourself, which can lead to burnout or resentment. Setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-care that ensures you can continue to support others in the long term. It's also important to recognize that supporting others doesn't mean solving their problems for them. When you become overly involved in someone else's situation, it's easy to take on their struggles as your own. While empathy is a valuable trait, taking on too much responsibility for someone else's emotions or challenges can lead to emotional exhaustion. Support without losing yourself means offering assistance, but allowing others to maintain ownership of their own issues and growth. You can listen, offer advice, and provide comfort, but ultimately, you must trust that the other person is capable of navigating their own journey. This allows you to offer genuine support while also preserving your emotional energy and mental clarity. Another key to supporting others without losing yourself is practicing self-awareness. Being mindful of your own needs and emotions allows you to assess when you're giving too much and when you need to take a step back. It's easy to get swept up in the desire to help, but if you're not careful, you can end up neglecting your own needs in the process. Checking in with yourself regularly can help you recognize when you feel overwhelmed or drained. If you sense that you're giving more than you can handle, it's important to reassess and adjust your approach. Self-awareness is also crucial in understanding your limits and knowing when to seek help or delegate responsibility. By being attuned to your own emotions and needs, you can ensure that your support for others doesn't come at the expense of your own well-being. Self-care is a vital component of supporting others without losing yourself. When you dedicate time to taking care of yourself, whether through physical activities, creative outlets, or simply resting, you recharge your energy. This recharging is essential because it allows you to be present for others without feeling drained. Self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity that ensures you can continue to offer support without burning out. Taking care of your body and mind through regular exercise, healthy eating, relaxation techniques, and hobbies helps maintain your inner balance. By prioritizing your well-being, you ensure that you have the strength and resilience to support those who need it. Support without losing yourself also involves learning to ask for help when you need it. Often, those who are natural caregivers or supporters can be reluctant to reach out for assistance, either because they feel they must always be strong for others or because they don't want to burden anyone. However, it's essential to remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you find yourself overwhelmed, it's okay to lean on others for support. This doesn't mean you are failing or weak. It simply means you are human. Allowing yourself to receive help not only replenishes your energy, but also strengthens the bonds in your relationships. By accepting help, you demonstrate that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary part of maintaining healthy, balanced connections. Another important aspect of supporting others without losing yourself is practicing emotional detachment. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. Rather, it's about maintaining a healthy distance from someone else's emotional turmoil. You can care deeply for someone and still recognize that their emotions and challenges are theirs to manage. By emotionally detaching, you can offer empathy and compassion without taking on the weight of their struggles. This allows you to remain grounded and maintain your own emotional stability. Emotional detachment helps prevent codependency, where one person's emotional state becomes inextricably linked to the other's. Healthy emotional detachment means that you can offer support in a way that doesn't leave you feeling overwhelmed or consumed by another's issues. It's also essential to maintain your sense of identity when supporting others. Often, when we become deeply involved in the lives of those we care about, it's easy to lose track of our own interests, goals, and values. Supporting others without losing yourself means continuing to invest in your own personal growth, interests, and aspirations. You don't have to abandon your own dreams to help others, and doing so ensures that you maintain a sense of fulfillment outside of your role as a supporter. By nurturing your own goals and passions, you stay true to yourself, which in turn allows you to offer even more meaningful support to others. When you are in alignment with your own values and passions, your support for others becomes a reflection of your inner strength, rather than a sacrifice. Lastly, it's important to remember that support is not a one-way street. While it's admirable to offer help to others, it's equally important to surround yourself with people who support and uplift you. Healthy relationships are mutual, and when you give without receiving, you can easily become drained. Surrounding yourself with people who respect your boundaries, offer encouragement, and reciprocate your support helps maintain a healthy balance. By fostering supportive relationships where both giving and receiving are valued, you can ensure that you never lose yourself in the process of helping others. Supporting others without losing yourself is about maintaining balance, boundaries, and self-awareness while offering compassion and care. It's about giving without sacrificing your own well-being and recognizing when to step back and take care of yourself. By prioritizing self-care, practicing emotional detachment, and maintaining your sense of identity, you can continue to support those around you in a sustainable, healthy way. Ultimately, the most effective support comes from a place of inner strength and self-respect, ensuring that you remain whole and capable of helping others for the long term. There is a unique power in mystery. It's something that draws people in, sparks curiosity, and fosters deeper connections. The idea of mystery that feeds connection goes beyond the typical notions of secrecy or enigma. It's the understanding that we don't need to reveal everything about ourselves or others right away. The allure of mystery allows us to create spaces where relationships and connections can grow organically without rushing to define or explain everything. It's a dynamic force that deepens the bond between individuals and allows them to feel both intrigued and respected. Mystery, in the context of human connection, is not about hiding the truth or being deceitful. Rather, it's about preserving an element of intrigue. When everything is laid bare too soon, there is little room left for discovery. People need space to explore, to learn, and to uncover layers over time. I said, this slow unfolding of informations and experiences creates a deeper sense of curiosity and engagement. It's like reading a book where every page reveals just enough to keep you invested, eager to turn the next page to discover more. Without mystery, relationships may feel flat or rushed, and the connection can feel one-dimensional. There is a natural rhythm to relationships, a pace that allows both people to grow and evolve. When one person reveals everything too quickly, it can overwhelm the other and prevent the natural process of building trust and understanding. It's through the delicate balance of sharing and withholding that connections are deepened. Mystery allows space for the other person to engage, to ask questions, and to learn about you at their own pace. This process is not about control, but about respecting the other person's capacity to take in information, to absorb it, and to form their own perceptions and insights. This slow unraveling creates a sense of mutual respect and a shared journey of discovery. In addition to fostering curiosity, mystery also adds an element of tension, a force that can heighten emotional investment. When there are unanswered questions, whether about a person's feelings, their history, or their future, it encourages us to care more, to stay engaged, and to seek the answers. The desire to know more draws people closer. This sense of mystery keeps interactions fresh, never allowing them to become too predictable or monotonous. It fuels the excitement of getting to know someone new, or even in long-term relationships, it ensures that the journey of connection remains dynamic and ongoing. There is always something to discover, and that discovery becomes a shared experience, strengthening the bond between two people. Mystery also plays a crucial role in preserving individuality within a connection. Each person is multifaceted with their own thoughts, experiences, and dreams. When mystery is embraced, it allows each individual to remain true to their complexity. No one is expected to fit into a box or be fully understood in one moment. Instead, there's space for personal growth, exploration, and evolution. Mystery feeds into this growth by reminding us that we are not static beings. We are constantly changing, learning, and evolving. As a result, mystery encourages a kind of connection where both people can continue to grow, both independently and together, without fear of losing their sense of self. Furthermore, mystery can help maintain a sense of excitement and passion in relationships. When everything is known too quickly, the thrill of discovery fades, and what was once exciting becomes predictable. In romantic relationships, this is often the case when partners fall into a routine or cease to discover new things about each other. By maintaining an air of mystery, whether through surprise gestures, new experiences, or simply by leaving certain thoughts and feelings unspoken, a relationship remains fresh and exciting. This mystery doesn't have to be grand or complicated. Sometimes it's the simple, subtle things that spark curiosity and maintain a connection's intensity. The mystery in relationships is not about deception or distance, but about allowing room for wonder and awe. One of the reasons that mystery feeds connection is that it invites vulnerability. It creates a space where one person doesn't need to know everything about the other immediately. Instead, there is an unspoken understanding that both parties are allowed to hold back certain things, to take their time, and to reveal themselves at their own pace. This kind of vulnerability fosters deeper trust because it recognizes that not everything needs to be shared in an instant. It allows both individuals to feel safe in their imperfection, their uncertainty, and their evolving self. The willingness to embrace mystery in a relationship requires a sense of mutual trust that the other person will respect your boundaries and allow you the time to reveal yourself when you are ready. This trust becomes a cornerstone of the relationship, one that strengthens the bond over time. Mystery also encourages active listening and observation. When there are unanswered questions or untold stories, it prompts both individuals to pay attention, to notice the small details, and to engage more deeply. People tend to feel valued when they are listened to attentively, when someone takes the time to notice their unspoken words or gestures. Mystery allows for this kind of nuanced connection because it forces people to tune in, to ask the right questions, and to observe what is being shared. The more people engage with each other in this way, the more the connection deepens, as it is based on attentiveness, respect, and a genuine desire to know the other person. In friendships and other types of connections, mystery can provide a buffer against you don't need to know everything about the other person or share every part of your own story to feel close. The space that mystery creates allows each person to retain a sense of independence and personal identity, which can contribute to a healthier, more balanced relationship. This balance is vital for long-term connection because it ensures that both people can continue to grow and develop in their own right without losing themselves in the relationship. Ultimately, mystery feeds connection by creating space for curiosity, growth, and discovery. It ensures that relationships are dynamic, exciting, and respectful of each person's individuality. It allows trust and vulnerability to flourish because there is room for each person to be their authentic self at their own pace. The mystery in human connection is not about withholding or playing games. Rather, it's about creating an environment where both people feel intrigued, respected, and continually invested in one another's journey. It's this mystery that turns a simple interaction into something meaningful and lasting. In the journey toward achieving any goal, whether personal or professional, the most effective approach often lies in consistency rather than intensity. Intensity can spark quick results, but it tends to burn out just as quickly, leading to a cycle of bursts of activity followed by periods of stagnation. On the other hand, consistency creates a sustainable pace, allowing progress to accumulate over time. It is in the small, daily actions that real transformation occurs. Rather than relying on sporadic moments of extreme effort, the power of consistency lies in its ability to create lasting change, bit by bit, day after day. When you focus on consistency, you cultivate habits that support your goals over the long term. Habits are the foundation upon which success is built. They are actions that you commit to repeatedly, turning them into routines that don't require constant motivation or willpower. For example, if you want to improve your fitness level, you don't need to spend hours at the gym every single day. Instead, committing to regular, moderate workouts consistently over weeks, months and years will yield far better results than trying to push yourself through intense but unsustainable sessions. The same can be applied to any area of life, whether it's learning a new skill, building a career, or nurturing relationships. Consistency enables gradual but steady improvement that compounds over time, whereas intensity often leads to burnout, discouragement, or even injury in some cases. One of the most powerful aspects of consistency is its ability to build momentum. Momentum is often the key to overcoming the inertia that holds us back from making progress in the first place. When you commit to small actions consistently, it also gives you a clearer sense of where you need to improve, making it easier to adjust your approach as you move forward. Consistency also fosters discipline and self-control. The act of showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, builds mental toughness and resilience. This discipline carries over into other areas of your life, helping you build a strong character. People who are consistent in their actions tend to be more reliable and trustworthy because they demonstrate that they can stick to their commitments. This level of dependability is crucial not only for achieving personal goals, but also for building strong relationships, both professionally and personally. Intense efforts may give the appearance of success, but true success is grounded in the ability to keep going, no matter the obstacles, day in and day out. Additionally, consistency helps you maintain balance in your life. Intense bursts of activity can lead to a lack of balance, where certain aspects of your life are neglected while you focus on short-term goals. You may put your career first and sacrifice your health, relationships, or personal time. Consistency, on the other hand, encourages you to take small, balanced steps that move you forward in all areas of your life. It enables you to create a rhythm that works for you, allowing you to manage different aspects of your life without feeling overwhelmed. By making incremental progress, you also avoid the extremes that come with pushing yourself too hard or doing too little. Consistency allows you to avoid the chaos of overcommitting and underperforming, giving you more control over It's the quiet force that keeps you moving forward. Even when the path isn't easy or when the results aren't immediate, it allows you to cultivate habits, build momentum, and track progress, ultimately leading to more profound and lasting success.